Hello and welcome back to ℏ𝕗𝑒𝒻. In the last episode we were just walking around this really creepy forest and we came across some scary looking things and also came across a lady, a shame celebrity who came to this forest to end it all, but now she's scared because Shimi-O, the spirit in the forest, is chasing her and we need to find our way out. So let's go south. I think that's the way we're supposed to be heading. We'll keep going south because we're trying to get out the forest now. Oh, there we go. Why was I back to where I was? Yeah, so if we keep heading south we'll make it out of the forest. Wait a second. Chrissy suddenly stops. What's wrong? Someone's coming. I'm telling you, someone's coming. Did I go the wrong way? Oh, from the darkness jumps. Oh, Mashita! Mashita! Okay, he's not scary. Unless he's secretly Shimi-O, which I hope not. So this is where you were. You're closer than I thought. Wait, why are you here? Had a bad feeling, so I grabbed a car and made my way here. Looks like you're in a rough spot. You could say that. Anyway, we're on our way back. Good plan. Mashita glances over at Christy. Run now, explain later. We gotta get out of here. Just casually have a conversation. We're back. Reach the entrance safe and sound. The creepy murder on the arch is such a familiar sight now. Such a coincidence. Alright, if we made it this far, then we must be... Yeah, it's all good now. Chrissy doesn't move. She's worried, staring off at the forest entrance. What's wrong? Huh? Oh. Over there. Doesn't it look like someone's there? She's looking at a picnic table, hiding in the gloom next to the gate. Ooh, spooky music. Are we gonna be spooked? My gaze is drawn over there, as if by magnets. What is that? Oh, I hate that noise. Oh god. Is that the guy? The guy. So disrespectful, I can't remember his name. ℏ𝕗𝓂𝓂𝓒? Is that his name? Something like that. The scene before me is strange. That looks like the business guy with the ex-wife. There's a huge misshapen man with bees crawling all over his face. My eyes fix on his mouth. He looks like he's laughing. Okay, I'm focusing on the wrong thing. The big chubby bee guy behind is probably more interesting than... My heart thudders painfully when I catch a glimpse of the limp figure sitting beside him. Oh, and he's lost a shoe. It's him, that man. He was going to commit suicide. Masayo Kimura. It's definitely him. Oh, I told you it was him. Control those that are different and exercise. Exercise. Exercise is something different. That strange voice echoes in my head again. My vision warps. He's dead. Kimura's dead. When? Why is he on that bench? Oh. My legs give out, and when I finally can focus enough, I find myself kneeling on the ground. Oh man, keep it together. It's still okay. He hasn't seen us. We have to escape while we can. Ugh. Christy's completely out of it. She won't move an inch unless someone drags her. Let us go. We're going to the parking lot quietly. Shao, you bring her. You got it. Make yourself useful, kid. Come on, Mashita, let's go. I don't like that face he pulls. Mashita? He's gone. Huh? I took my eyes off him for 2 seconds and he's not by the bench anymore. He's disappeared. Oh my god. A machine growls and the undergrowth near us rustles. Oh, Oh, he's right there. Run! Mishida yells, scrambling away. Oh, creepy. A hollow bang rings out from behind me. A gunshot? It must be Mishida. I have no idea he had a gun. I dive headfirst into the car, slamming my head accidentally on the steering wheel. Just getting like a normal person. Mishida tumbles into the passenger seat last. You didn't tell me you had a gun. Why would I tell you? No time to talk now. Just hit the gas. I'm trying. The engine won't start. Shit. Old man, what are you doing? Mishida looks through the front windshield at the figure approaching. Hurry it up, he's coming. Just shoot it. Shoot the fucking thing. Christy cowers in the back seat. Her head is in her hands. Please, God. Eek! Something bumps the hood of the car. The whole vehicle rocks violently. But then, it turned on. Ooh, let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. Tires squealing, we race it out of the parking lot. Got the hell out of there. An unspeakable sense of relief fills the car. If feeling truly alive is a real sensation, then it most definitely feels like this. The greatest irony that the only time you can feel truly alive is when you're having a brush with death. No one speaks for a while. We're all soaking in the feeling. It's only after we left the mountain and reached buildings again that I feel like talking. Still. I glance through the rearview mirror and then at the passenger seat. Both Mishida and 𝒁𝓁 are looking out of their windows. Was it really okay for you to come here? If Mary finds out. Obviously I came with her permission. Mishida immediately retorts. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have come. I get it. Mary must have also guessed that we were in danger. So, what happened to that explanation? Who's that woman behind us? Oh, right. I tell him everything I know so far about Christy Aramura. She offers up some details as well. The moment her background comes to light, Mishida smiles coldly. Amimura, right? Now that you mention it, I do remember you. You were fired over that scandal. Why I never? Should I be disgusted or amazed at his rudeness? Only disgusted. But these scars you all have, what were they called? Marks. Marks, scar, same difference really. Thanks, so you all have these marks. What happened when you have, what happens when you have one? Well, Mishida butts in from the passenger seat. You die within a few days' time, suffering from something like amnesia. You zone out and your brain takes a vacation. It's all happened to me. 𝒁𝓁 scoffs. You talk like it's someone else's problem. 𝒁𝓁. Mishida didn't mean it like that. You can only be blunt when discussing this. Doesn't look like 𝒁𝓁 will buy that excuse though. Guessing it really is not your problem. After all, you don't have a mark anymore. Huh? What's he talking about? Oh, well, you see, Mishida has already lost Hanahiko's mark. He's free now, so there's no good reason for him to be here with us, but you're putting yourself in danger for the truth? I can't believe it. You're like a saint. Christie's exaggerated compliment is drowned out by Mishida's sardonic laugh. It's nothing like that noble. But thanks to that, I've learned the thing I wanted to know. And what's that? When and how people get the mark. The first time I was oblivious, but this time I was aware of it. Mishida, you don't mean... He gives me his usual crooked grin and shows me his wrist. Sure enough, his skin is blemished by a scar that looks like a spirit's bite mark. Xiao cries out, a look of horror on his face. Come on, no way. Did you seriously do that? Man, give it up already. It's someone else's problem, right? So just shut it. Ooh, so he came back and got marked again. How brave or reckless? I would say reckless. But kind of nice. Bless him. Mishida, could I say something? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. You never told me you had a gun. Oh, that. He laughs scornfully and shoves a paper bag into my hands. I open the bag and find a revolver-style handgun at the bottom. Ooh, a gun, hey? Just enough to shoot spirits with? I don't know how that works. If you want it, take it. That's not why I... Mishida keeps on talking without stopping to hear what I have to say. It's loaded with 5 bullets. You can hang on to it. But promise me. Promise me what? Don't use it on anything other than a spirit. Not that there's any proof it'll work on them. Of course. Have any experience with guns? There's no way I would. To be fair, I don't really know. But at the very least, right now, I'm not getting the feeling that I can handle a gun. Oh. Only use it under extreme stress. With no experience, you won't hit your mark. Well, whatever. If I'm there, just leave the shooting to me. You can face the spirit some other way. Yeah, that's how it was at H Elementary School too. And for God's sakes, keep it hidden. Gun possession gets you a 3-year penal labour. Ew, penal labour. I'd get hit with 1 to 10 myself just for giving it to you. And shooting a single bullet would get you more than 3 years, if not a life sentence. He's such a crooked cop. So you're telling me not to use it? No, I'm just telling you that if it's restricted that badly by the law, it's got that kind of power. Got handgun. That was loud. The mark's colour grows more vivid. Early dawn, a few hours left until death closes in. Yeah, we've been through that before. Oh, Mary, she's so pretty. Welcome back, Lord Yoshiki. You as well, Lord Xiao. It appears that the woman with you is also a mark bearer. We introduce Christy and then Mary proceeds to fill her in on everything. The mark after your life, memory loss, and the spirits who curse them into the living. Christy accepts her new reality surprisingly quickly. Guess it's only natural after what she saw in the forest. I then update Mary on what we found. I see. What a close call for you. I can hear the relief in her voice. But why did she let Mishida go? If you must know, after you left, Lord Mishida insisted on travelling to the forest as well. Her eyes flicked over to Mishida. I'm not one to just sit around. Mishida shrugs nonchalantly. It was quite the issue. A selfish attitude like that could get all over you mark bearers killed. I normally would have refused. Did something happen? No. I meant I had a foreboding feeling. I sensed danger was closing in on you, Lord Yoshiki, so he went an emergency measure. Lord Mishida, please know that I will not allow such a thing a second time. Her cool voice is itchier than usual. Icier than usual. Itchier. I swear I can read. Mishida's so hard-headed, I wondered if she'd actually getting through to him at all. Now, from what you have told me, you are positive that it is Shimi-O who gave Lord Xiao his mark? Yeah, the ugly monster is definitely the huge man I saw at that time. The fact that I have the mark now too proves it. Mishida rubs at his wrist, smirking. So what exactly are you planning? Don't tell me you're seriously thinking of fighting that thing. There's no way you'd win. You're completely mad if you think you can. She's right. A certain someone's awesome bullets didn't even scratch it. We need a tank or something to beat that thing. The room falls silent. I'm sure all of us are thinking about what we saw back at the forest. Ooh. Oh, that's so disturbing. Such a horrible picture. There's no way we can do anything about monsters like that. I wish it was like ℂ𝕂𝕂𝓂𝓂𝓂. At least ℂ𝕂𝕂𝓂𝓂𝓂, it was a little bit disturbing, but at least it was pretty with the roses and the vines. Bees and holes and honey, there's nothing pretty about that. We have to leave it to the police. You honestly believe they'll do something? Go and make a suicide pact with that naive thinking, but leave me out of it. What? How dare you? Yo, boss. All this high and mighty talk coming from you, that mean you got an idea how to beat it? How would I know that? But I'm willing to risk my life to find one. His shout is hoarse. He's probably uneasy. Christy shivers. Xiao just glares at Mishita. No one gonna make a decision of what you're gonna do next. Like, An awkward silence falls again. We're wasting time. We've got to do something, but take charge, turn to Mary, stay quiet. Come on, take charge. That's what I would do. I need to force everyone into action. We can think about what we need to do while we're walking around. I'm going back to the forest. I want to learn more about Shimi-O. I could use some help. You say that, but no way we can find a needle in a haystack. We've got to have a clue first. Then, why don't we check out the bee farm that's north of H Shrine? My report says several people have seen Shimi-O there. Hardly anyone ever goes there now, with the weird events in the forest. Why is a bee farm up there? A cult called Honeybee Family used to live on the land. Oh, I love a good cult story. Okay, I'm getting back into this weird bee guy, if it's got to do with weird cults. No one's there anymore, though. How come? They committed mass suicide. Well, yeah, it's a cult. That's sometimes and most probably their jam. A mass suicide in the woods? I've never heard about that. I've heard about that somewhere. Machida might have mentioned something similar before we entered the forest. The tabloids and gossip shows ate it up 5 years ago. They never received the details though, so the public doesn't know. Oh yeah, I remember that. But my club took up all my time back then, so I don't know much. You seem to know quite a bit about the forest, Christy Omura. Read up on it to find a primo spot? Don't be an ass. I was put in charge of the report, so I did my research. Oh, I just get what he means. I'm so slow. Because you know what she was going into the forest for. Honeybee family was very insular and secretive. I heard that the mass suicide end was all the members following their leader. Well, that's normally how it happens. And then the leader doesn't do it. New channels chalked it up to their discontent with modern society. What happened to the leader? Oh. Rumours say it was also suicide. Though, I saw an old picture of him and he was a huge, obese man. Suddenly, everyone is holding their breath. No doubt we're picturing the same thing. The monster at the forest entrance. A dead guy comes back to life? We want to go to a place with a zombie? That's totally insane. It's just like the rumours say, that forest is cursed. There's no way I could... Just standing there, the voices of the suicide victims surrounding me. Shut the hell up, hag. No more words. Out of those lip flaps. Ugh. Lip flaps is a horrible saying. And why is he so angry? But now it's not only the forest that's cursed. I failed to kill myself, and now I'm at this mansion. I'm cursed too. And so are all of you. Her mutters have a dark edge. If Shimi-O is somehow connected to a honeybee family, then the key to destroying his grudge is going to be there. Alright, what are we going to do, old lady? He's so rude. You still want to die? I'm considering it. But I'll help you guys while I settle on my decision. I'll pass on monster fighting. Wow, your help? I'm shocked. If you leave your mark alone, you won't need to hike back out there. Well, I hate owing strangers, especially pushy guys like you. Yeah, stand up for yourself, Christy. She seems grateful that we saved her. There's no reason to refuse her help. We need as much as we can get. The night is drawing to a close. The key to escaping the mark does seem to lie within the forest. Lady Christie has said Shimi-O was often seen near the bee farm. It may hold a connection to him. Good luck. We going to the bee farm? New information was added to the spirit file. Temporary retreat. Shall we have a look at the... Oh, a muck bear in a cottage. We... have you read that? No, I don't think we have read that. We quiet the bees with a spray and find a second cottage further in the forest. No corpse inside this time, but a living woman named Christy Arimura, a former news anchor. Seems she came to commit suicide, but getting caught up with us and our circumstances changed her mind. Oddly enough, she already bears the mark. What irony. She most likely got her mark from Shimi-O. While we're discussing it, the flashlight goes out. It's not malfunctioning. It's just like with ℂ𝕙𝕂. A presence is closing in on the cottage. We have to get out of here. We have no time to explore, and we definitely can't get lost. The shortest route back to the forest entrance is the only way. So that's what happened last episode, and kind of within this episode too, I guess. So, temporary retreat. Somehow we get the car started and we speed out of the forest. Before we make it out, we spot two men. One of them familiar. It was Kimura. His neck twisted awkwardly. He seems dead. The man beside him was smiling. Was that Shimi-O? The disembodied voice says, control those that are different and exercise them. Easy for them to say. How do I even do that? Temporary retreat. We learn another truth on our drive back to the mansion. Mishita, who escaped the mark once already, has it again. It appears when he saw what we think is Shimi-O. It's true then, that spirits are the ones causing people with the mark. Are cursing people with the mark even. But it's beyond me why Mishita would risk his life to learn more about the mark. He must have some kind of reason. Back at the mansion, Christy tells us of an incident in the forest she reported on back when she was an anchor. 5 years ago, a group of people, calling themselves the Honeybee family, lived cut off from society deep in the forest. That is, until one day, when they mysteriously committed mass suicide. News reports said that they became disillusioned with society and followed their leader's orders to die, but the police investigation was inconclusive. The problem lies with the appearance of the leader, who was said to have died with them. Christie says pictures show him to be a giant obese man. The mass suicide caused the forest to become quickly deserted. The Honeybee family group concerns me. There was traces of their presence everywhere in the forest. If we want to survive any unexpected dangers or chance encounters with Shimi-O, we need to be careful not to overlook a single detail in the investigation. Well, that sums it up quite nicely, I think. Go. Christy Arimura, female, former news anchor. A famous former news anchor who was forced to resign because of a scandalous affair. She came to the forest to commit suicide. She has strong spiritual power and often hears mysterious voices or sees ghost-like figures. That's a bit weird. Did we get anything good? Or we got the notes last time? We've now got a handgun. Police revolver handed over by Mishita. The only bullets left are in the cartridge. Anyone without training will have difficulty aiming. Only Mishita can use it. Okay. Wonder if we'll ever get to use it. Let's talk to Mary. If Shimi-O is somehow connected to the honeybee family group, you may find the key to ending the grudge at their bee farm. Do take care. By the way, Mary, there's one thing I'd like to confirm. Mishita speaks up suddenly. When I stayed here earlier, you told me the truth you're seeking can be found here. I really doubt this, but did you know the honeybee family had something to do with these marks? His voice shakes slightly with anger, but it doesn't faze Mary a bit. I do not have such power. I simply sense that your fate was entwined with Lord Yashiki's. I don't know what the truth you are seeking, Lord Mishita. But if you remain near Lord Yashiki, I predict that you will find it. It's just more occult ball. Mishita clicks his tongue. But he isn't scowling anymore, so his curiosity must be satisfied. What do they have to do with anything? I just own them. That's all. I just owe them, that's all. Mishita falls silent, saying nothing more. I guess he doesn't want to tell me. Ooh, mysterious. I know it's a short episode, but I think I might end this episode here before we go back into the forests. So I'll have to see you next time. Bye.